and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by Barstool News Network. Make sure you're following BNN on socials because all of our shit's coming out from there now. It is Monday, December 16th, and we've got a lot of good stories today.
We are deep into holiday season.
Yes. Oh, yeah, very into holiday season. Yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, it's too early for holiday season. No one's saying that now.
No, we're so deep that you might not get the shit you order on time at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. I'm up against the clock.
If you haven't finished shopping, you better do it today.
Yep.
You definitely need to do that. I'm up against the clock with the one for my parents, so I need to do that as soon as we hang up here. So we're going to go in a round robin today. It's going to be Wes, myself, and then Mark. So, Wes, what do you got for us today? What's a little synopsis of your stories?
All right, guys. Former Kentucky governor.
He's just going straight in.
Yeah. Oh, you want?
Okay, he just didn't listen to me at all. What I said.
Oh,
he just didn't listen to anything I said at all, and then just hopped. Yeah. Okay. So what? We're going to go in a triple. Okay. Wes, then me, then Mark. So Wes, just go ahead, dive straight in. There's a lot of good stories in here. Trust me.
Okay, I will. Guys, former Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin is a sore loser. Such a sore loser that after his loss to Democrat Andy Beshear, Matt Bevin decided he was going to unleash the fucking wolves on his own state and let Andy deal with the frenzy that may come from his actions. And by wolves here, I mean criminals.
No way.
Yeah, including child rapists, because Bevin decided that before he left office in November, he was going to pardon 428 criminals. So
how is that legal?
I don't know.
Child, like red-handed child rapists?
Yep, like convicted child rapists.
Was there like DNA evidence that might have contradicted the?
Nope, not from what I'm reading.
He just literally did like the move in like Ghostbusters when they let all the ghosts out.
Exactly. It's exactly
right. Yeah. Exactly.
Are you serious?
What was that called? It's like the little thing they stepped on, right?
Yeah,
and then all the ghosts
like proton pack.
Yeah.
No, the proton pack is what they used to kill him.
The one ghost just lets all the other ghosts out.
Yes.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll get to it. So as the Washington Post reports, that list includes a man who killed his parents, a woman who threw her newborn baby in the trash, and a few stars of the pardon, including Dayton Jones, who was convicted of sexually assaulting a 50-year-old boy, and the alpha wolf that Bevin released, Micah Shodel, who was convicted of raping a child and only served 18 months of his 23-year sentence.
Get the fuck out of here. What is going on?
Damn.
Well,
Kentucky
I heard it was,
sounds like a dangerous place to have Christmas or Hanukkah.
Yeah.
There's not a great holiday season going on there.
No, they give to the criminals. So,
I had read that it's about like campaign contributions, right? Basically. People connected to donations.
Bevin's reasoning for putting the public in danger and rehashing the wounds of the criminals' victims and their families is because he's, quote, he's a big believer in second chances.
Including of child rapists?
Yeah.
Like they're going to, the 18 months just rehabilitated that guy?
Right.
Well, speaking from the point of view of someone who obviously has never had a child raped, Bevin said, quote, if there has been a change and there's no further value that comes from for the individual, for society, for the victims, for anybody, if a person continues to stay in, then that's when somebody should be considered for a commutation or a pardon.
Jesus. He's like, hey, all of you tax-paying people without children that don't fit the profile of any of these 428 criminals victim range, you're welcome. Which is like 10%.
No.
Right. Yeah. I like I said, I had read that it was selective pardoning based on people who are close to campaign contributions or
even more fucked
giving
up.
money to him. Yeah.
Yeah. So others didn't quite see it that way, including the victims' families and the Democratic Governors Association, which said in a tweet that Bevin, quote, kept standing with special interests until the very end, even at the expense of Kentuckyans' safety and well-being. So, I mean, it's exactly how it sounds. He just released the fucking wolves onto the people of Kentucky. And, yeah, I mean, I hope there's an investigation into him, further, but it's not.
You know, this reminds me of a time about a decade or so ago when I was playing a multi-day game of Risk in Pat's basement, and someone that wasn't invited to play it, was jealous, ended up just smacking the board 3 days into it and letting all the pieces fly. It's very similar.
Yeah.
You think that's what the governor just did to the state?
No, nothing compares to this. Yeah. What is wrong with this guy?
He's a sore loser.
He should go to jail.
He should, absolutely.
This is ridiculous.
Absolutely. So there's that. We'll see how that unfolds.
Yeah,
not
crazy.
Good.
Well, I guess he can't pardon himself now. He's not the governor anymore, I guess, or for the next few days. Anyways, okay, let's take it over to impeachment. So It's official. Since we last discussed, 2 articles of impeachment have been approved by the House Judiciary Committee and will be brought forward on the House floor for a vote this week. So when's the vote? Probably on Wednesday, after being debated on the House floor first, and the floor discussions should produce some hilarious moments. So be on the lookout for that. People with charts, all that kind of shit, nerds with charts, all that kind of,
Probably on Wednesday. Are you saying there's a hope for the no in 2019?
I don't think so. I mean, they're going to vote on Wednesday, most likely, and then pass it that day, most likely. I don't see it not going through, considering that they have the Democrats have the House, and it seems like it's just going to be a party line vote. So here's the buzz, though, going into the vote. Freshman Democrat Jeff Van Drew from New Jersey is planning to switch parties this week over impeachment, and President Trump thanks him, of course. He's a Democrat who is switching parties to be a Republican because he feels Trump is being handled unfairly. So
there's no laws against that. Like when people vote for you as one party, then you decide to switch.
I don't think so, but it does seem like bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like
he's a trans Republican.
Yeah, he's a traitor.
Yeah, he's transitioning to the red tie team.
Yeah, the opposite, right?
Exactly. Also, senior Republicans Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell are talking a ton of shit about how it's going to be over in the Senate immediately, while senior Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer is calling for a long and detailed trial with many executive branch employees testifying. So just completely at odds in the Senate. And then the final bit of buzz about the impeachment, a group of 30 House freshman Democrats are pushing for Justin Amash. He's the independent House representative from Michigan who quit the Republican Party over Trump to play his senior role in the Senate trial. So that's kind of an interesting tidbit there. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about putting a guy who definitely hates him as like a main prosecutor? It seems like a weird move, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's all smoke and mirrors. It doesn't matter. The Senate's
not going to pass.
Not remove him. It doesn't matter how many people they interview and testify and all that. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it's the same, pretty much a foregone conclusion as well. So let's take it to the internet, where President Trump has used a joke on Twitter that I did in Around the Hill a couple weeks ago. This is what he tweeted. He said, "Because Nancy's teeth were falling out of her mouth and she didn't have time to think." And that was a quote tweet of somebody who, Mark Meadows, who tweeted because it wasn't true, of a video of Nancy Pelosi claiming that Trump had bribed. He was guilty of bribery. So Trump is blaming her, saying that he's guilty of bribery on having bad dentures. So that's, yeah.
I mean, you can't really think whenever your dentures are falling out.
I mean, he's got a point.
Give him an opportunity, he's going to take.
He's got a point, exactly. And Nancy Pelosi's dentures had been cruising for a bruising. She's on TV all the time now, and I mean, she's having trouble with those things. And it was only a matter of time until Donald Trump was going to say something about it. So. That's pretty much it on impeachment. I agree with you guys. Foregone conclusion all the way.
Yeah, stupid.
All right, hey guys, have you been getting a lot of packages delivered recently? Amazon stuff.
Sure.
Of course, holiday season, yeah.
Right. I had 6 packages delivered today to my house, 6 times. I get packages from Amazon multiple times a week all year round, though. Well, not only is it the season to send and receive packages, but that naturally also makes it the busy season or prime time for porch pirates, a.k.a. common thieves, to come to your porch and steal your package.
Yeah.
Give them a cool name.
My packages randomly have always like one side open. Like there's definitely someone in my neighborhood that's a porch pirate.
I agree. I don't like the cool name. These guys should just be labeled assholes, dickheads.
Right,
yeah.
I once
beady-eyed queefs, right?
Yeah, beady-eyed queefs. That's a good one.
Well, you got to watch it in the post office too, because my son and I go to the folks' house and do Christmas, and we have to like ship back a lot of the presents when we were flying. Now we fucking drive like idiots. But when one time my parents shipped back all of his presents, and we got an empty box in the mail. Yeah. So someone just stole all my kids' presents.
Yeah, I've had a present. I've had a present for my in-laws stolen out of my post office box in my neighborhood back in Austin.
It's a high reward, low risk if you're good at. I mean, it's easy to steal.
Yeah.
Homeowner Hillary Smith of St. Paul, Minnesota. She was a victim. She said she found a note on her porch after coming home from work around 5 p.m. hours after she received a text message saying her package was successfully delivered, as nowadays you usually get a notification or text message. So she was looking for the package, and she got a note instead. The note said, "So just a quick little thank you for leaving me the opportunity of stealing your package. Very nice of you. Thank you. Signed, the new owner of your package."
What a cocky thief.
Wow.
Yeah. Signed the CEO of Ring doorbell cameras.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I have a theory too, but why would he take the time or she take the time to write? Also, it was like in cursive. It was like a very unique handwriting. I don't know. Fingerprints all over the fucking thing. Smith posted the pictures to a Facebook group she belongs to and said the package was a small gift for her boss, which was a portable phone charger, which she decided not to report the crime because it was just a low-value thing. So my theory here is that she got it out in the public and said she was going to buy her boss a gift and really didn't. And I think that she wrote the note, but I don't know.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Maybe.
That's one theory.
Maybe.
I think it's some of the camera companies, the Ring doorbell,
Could
Nest.
be. Yeah. They're hiring people to go steal packages.
Just
and
go
leave
steal
notes.
packages?
To get Ring. By the way, if you had Ring, this wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
It is a little weird how like the henchman had like really good handwriting.
Oh, perfect handwriting. It wasn't like a homeless person, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Someone well schooled, very well educated, was spelled correctly. Smith couldn't believe the note, and she described her mood after reading it as quite flabbergasted. So there's red flags all over this thing. As the holidays approach, Smith says, though, that she has officially installed a decoy package, which I would advise people to do as well, on her steps that she hopes will combat the crime and these porch bandits or pirates or whatever. And she described it as being filled with a little gift from her dog. So she's got dog shit in a box just stinking up her porch.
Why wouldn't she just put a camera up?
Right. Or just, I don't know, not have smelly dog poop in her home.
Yeah, don't put a dog turd. Now you have a constant dog turd in your front. Every time you go to the front door, you smell a fucking dog turd.
It's like maybe something disgusting that doesn't stink.
Yeah. That's also a reason to get revenge on her.
I don't believe her. But anyways, that's the story.
All right.
Crazy.
Guys, from what I know, South Africa has never been a land of all-you-can-eat buffets. It's a hard life there, really fucking hard. Like I wouldn't survive a month hard. And now many UN nations are telling the world that life in South Africa is a hell of a lot harder than we thought. Warning of a food shortage crisis that is affecting 45 million men, women, and children in the region.
How many people are there? That's like half of them?
No, it's I don't know. That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
So spawning from the worst drought in 35 years, which has crushed growing seasons, as well as rising temperatures, which are, I didn't know, actually double that of the world average. So temperatures are rising at double the world average in that region. So already.
Well, they're rising. They aren't currently double.
No, they're currently rising at a rate that's double the world average.
Total population also 56 million. So basically 95%.
No, it's not a good situation. So the temperatures are rising, and natural disasters such as the cyclone, which hit Mozambique earlier this year. They're just getting fucking bent over down there. So so bad that almost half of all children that die in South Africa do so from hunger.
How have we not heard about this?
Because the news doesn't report on it.
We're in such a bubble.
It's depressing. Yeah, we're in a fucking bubble. So 9 out of 10 African children do not meet the criteria for minimum acceptable diet outlined by the World Health Organization, and 2 out of 5 don't eat regularly. And as a parent, it's got to be the most fucking horrible thing to go through, to watch your child go hungry or die of starvation. It's unimaginable. It's impossible to empathize with unless it happened to you. So there are several charities you can donate to in this season of giving. One is the World Food Program.
Wouldn't the same be true for like every country around South Africa though?
You would imagine.
Yeah, I think it's the drought that is really fucking hammering this.
I thought South Africa would be better than most countries in that region.
Yeah, because they have much more infrastructure than the rest of the countries around them.
I think
I've been to Africa.
I'm not sure it's just the country. I'm not sure if it's the country itself or just the region of Southern Africa.
Okay.
I'm not sure. So
Southern Africa?
That's a lot different than South
That's a whole lot different. Yeah.
Okay. Well, sorry. Southern Africa.
I think we're going to say Southern Africa,
not
the country.
No, not the country of South Africa.
All right.
Southern
Much different.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
Right.
like Mozambique.
Continue with the charity.
So half a continent, not one country.
Right. Yes.
In fact, South Africa's probably doing okay. But
that clears things up.
Probably doing the best of any country in Africa. Yes. So let's go. Yeah, the World Food Program at WFPUSA.org. I know I'm going to donate. Maybe you can too. If that program doesn't suit you, find one that does and do it before you donate to save the whales or some other bullshit.
Can you talk about your run-in with the donating food real quick?
Oh, yeah. So
speaking of donations.
Today, my girlfriend brought home a bunch of food from this holiday party, and they were in like the big tins, like casserole
the
tins.
huge aluminum tins.
Huge aluminum tins.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them. Like mashed potatoes, like this crusted chicken, a shit ton of bread, rolls. So my son and I, I'm trying to teach him, to give to less needy. We go down to this corner in Austin where there's a bunch of homeless people hanging out. It's outside, I guess, a shelter or something like that.
The homeless shelter.
Yeah, the homeless shelter. Is it the homeless shelter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're on
Yeah. Anyway, so there's just a bunch of them out there, a bunch of homeless people out there, and we pull up, and my girlfriend was like, "You should probably separate the food into like plates," and I was like, "I'm not gonna fucking do that. Like, I'm already doing
that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that
when you're already giving up over.
So I put a bunch of plates in a bag, brought the food down there, and they just, obviously they come to the car and they start asking me for money, and they're like just basically swarming the car. Like, my son is not a pleasurable experience for him because they're just surrounding us.
Terrifying your son. Yeah.
One guy who was kind of like the leader, like, opened the door for me. He's like, "Thanks, man. Like, get out of here, blah, blah, blah." And then as I'm pulling over, some guy like yells at me. He's like, "Hey, you're supposed to separate it." And I was like, man.
Him and his son got accosted the whole time he was donating food to the homeless.
It was a scary experience.
You selfish piece of shit.
Will never do again.
The lesson you taught your son was to never do this again.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It was like taking a left on a red light to get the fuck out of there.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is much safer.
Yeah,
the WFPUSA.org.
Go to the online thing.
Yeah. Donate to Southern Africa.
Much safer.
All right. Oh, let's take it over to the China trade deal. So, some movement, finally. 18 months of tariffs back and forth and no movement on a trade deal, and finally some movement. On Friday, the U.S. and China finally announced agreement on phase 1 of their new trade deal. So I don't really know what phase 1 means, but it's phase 1. And also some planned tariff increases got suspended on Friday. So U.S. So phase 1, it's done, guys. It's a good news. What does it mean? U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer. How do you say that?
Lighthizer.
Man.
Lighthizer.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be news guys. The U.S.
Sorry, we don't know the U.S. Trade Representative.
Yeah, right.
I skipped the cyclone name because I didn't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Big time guy. Robert Lighthizer, Robert Lighthizer said on Sunday that the phase 1 U.S.-China trade deal reached on Friday is, quote, totally done, and it will nearly double U.S. exports to China over the next 2 years. So,
and Robert Lighthizer has been called a lot of things, but never a liar.
Exactly. Yeah, they say Light Laser's a real straight shooter. Yeah. That's what I hear. We're going to be moving some soybeans and pork, boys. I think that's what this means. I'm sure there's some other things that we'll be sending over to China as well. There's still apparently some dispute about intellectual property and IT products or something that's way too confusing to add onto this today. But there will be more quote-unquote phases, so I'm sure we'll hear about.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have called it phase 1. They would have called it like something else. Yeah.
You know what we need to do? We need to see if they have any interest in our feral hog problem. See if we can ship a couple
feral
of those
hogs don't
motherfuckers
taste
over
the
there.
same as
Right,
yeah.
I know they don't taste as good, but they've got a lot of sauces over there.
Yeah, well, just season them. They have fake suns and shit. You can.
That is actually like a genius. Like if you could somehow sell the feral hog meat.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that boat will make it. Just 1,000 feral hogs and a captain that's eaten halfway across.
You don't ship them over live like Noah's Ark.
Like it's just a ghost ship that crashes into somewhere.
All right. Phase 1, the partial deal will be inked officially in January, and we're not sure how many more phases of the deal there will be. I don't know.
I'm guessing maybe 4. Usually it's 4. I'm just going to say 4.
Okay, Mnuchin probably knows, but I didn't look at. I didn't really find it. But any agreement, like I was saying, is good after 18 months of nothing. So agreement is better than not agreement.
LeBron's happy. All right, guys, it's time for the best part of the news, and that's the ability to gamble on it and make money. And you can do all that no matter what U.S. state you are a resident of by going to www.predicted.org/promo/hardfactor20. Today, since probably most of the rest of the week we're going to talk about Democratic debate markets, I want to talk about Brexit. That's right. I'm stepping into Wes's world.
Ooh. Thank God.
Yeah. And I'm liking what I'm seeing, though. I'm liking what I'm seeing here.
Yep.
So for the market we're going to talk about, it's will the UK Brexit by February 1st against the Remainers' wishes.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, they will.
They don't have a say anymore.
They just voted for the prime ministership on Friday, and Boris Johnson, the Conservative Party, won he got 70-something% of the vote.
He smashed him.
Yeah. It was a monster landslide, the likes I've never seen in politics.
And also both the whole parliament too, right? Everything.
Right. I mean,
they got everything. Yeah.
There's no reason this doesn't go in unless Boris Johnson dies or some shit. It's
huge landslide.
Yeah.
So yes, I would say they will Brexit by February 1st. I think there's a vote in January. And Boris gets to celebrate and drink his face off for probably a week, and then he'll get to it.
Stripper poles be on notice.
Yeah.
Boris Johnson.
Stripper pole.
Yeah. You see Boris truck that kid playing the rugby match?
No, I didn't see that.
Boris he's out of control. So the yes, they'll exit is in the low 80 cents. So if you want to make 17 to 20 cents a share. Yes, they'll exit by February 1st. Mm-hmm. This was what Wes was saying all along at some point.
Yep, at some point I said it.
He was on it once the 12/31 Brexit and the no-deal Brexit markets petered out, so he was on it. Remember, if you want to bet on the news and get a free $20 to do so, it only takes about 2 minutes to get going at www.predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. It's like the stock market of politics. It's not like it is the stock market of politics, so you can buy and sell or ride the markets out. Also, we are only one DM away for advice, but my advice today is quit being such a beady-eyed queef. I think I'm overusing that, and sign up today so you can make some serious money with us on the Thursday debates, especially.
Yes,
yeah.
Those mentioned markets are the most fun.
Yeah, which also the mentioned markets are fun, but the debate I think is in trouble. There's a union dispute that's Biden, Warren, and Sanders are all saying they won't debate because of a union dispute. Yeah, we'll get into it later this week.
If it doesn't happen this Thursday, we got you in January and the 3 in February. There's 8 more debates coming. So.
Oh yeah, debate city.
It's on as of now.
Yeah. All right, moving on. If you were to steal from a bank, guys, what's the one thing you would not do?
Go in without a mask.
Yeah. Or without a gun or a getaway driver.
Okay.
Tell people about it.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
That's right. You don't post pictures of yourself holding fat stacks of cash on Facebook and social media after you do it.
No, you don't.
But apparently Orlando Henderson didn't get that memo or doesn't have any brains at all, as that's exactly what he did.
Orlando.
Awesome. Yep.
Like AR?
Yeah.
Orlando?
Orlando.
Nice. He's not your Lando. He's not my Lando.
Orlando.
So that's exactly what he did when he stole $88,000 from a bank vault at the Wells Fargo in one of the Carolinas, a bank vault he was paid to protect. So he was an employee. I'm not sure if he was actually a guard or a teller, but he was an employee of the fucking bank. And at least 18 times on 18 different occasions, he stole stacks of cash deposits directly from the vault. And then what he would do is he would fix the books, cover up his traces, not very smartly, easily traced. According to one
No, he just wrote a line through it.
Yeah. Orlando didn't steal this.
It was actually 7,000 instead of 15,000.
Yeah. Orlando did not steal this money.
Yeah.
According to one Facebook post by Henderson, he said, quote, "I make it look easy, but this shit really a process," with a picture of him holding fat stacks and smoking a cigarette.
The process is I steal it, I cover my tracks, then I post about it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
3-step process, 3 phases.
Exactly. So, I mean, how fucking stupid do you have to be? First, they likely have him on bank surveillance video repeatedly stuffing cash into his crotch, but to then post it on Facebook. In another post, he is seen posing with a brand new white Mercedes-Benz, of which he put $20K cash down on, and then falsified bank statements to get a loan from another bank to cover the rest. So he was in deep.
You've worked at a bank, right?
Yes.
I've worked at a bank.
Yep.
Early in our 20s, right?
Yeah.
I was a bank vault second in command, and when you're poor and making under $20 an hour, it is extremely frustrating to deal with hundreds of thousands of dollars of cash.
It is. Yeah.
I could imagine. Yeah, that would. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't do anything, but
it's tempting. That's for sure.
It is tempting.
I mean, I know there was one girl who was like the lead teller who would count the money. Then she was always stealing. She'd always be like, "You're 20 short. This guy who deposited was 100 short." She was a fucking thief, and I know
There's
it.
a lot of thieves that work at banks. For sure.
Yeah. And what he would also do is he would deposit the cash he stole into an ATM very close to the bank he just robbed. So the paper trail on this guy is just an investigator's wet dream.
Yeah.
Wow. And as you can
How did he
imagine,
get away with
FBI
it 18 times?
Right, 18 times.
So he was, but he was averaging like $6,000.
Yeah,
like $6,000 a pop. That is fucking ballsy.
Yes,
right.
That is ballsy.
Yeah. So the FBI put together the case pieces very quickly, and he was arrested and charged with numerous crimes, including 2 counts of financial institution fraud, 19 counts of theft, embezzlement, making false entries into the books, all which carry a maximum of 30 years and $1 million fine per count. As well as transactional money laundering, which tax on another 10 years and $250K in fines. So he's going to jail for probably ever. And hopefully he.
No, he won't. There was a story about 2 women in their 40s that stole $1 million together. They were the bank manager and the double combo of the vault people, and they stole about close to $1 million over 10 years. They pled down and got like a year.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
for $88,000, he's not going to get much time.
I mean, his only chance is if he's
all insured.
He needs to get in a state where Matt Bevin governs one day. Then
he's not going to get picked up by the guy that did Firefest anytime soon because he's an idiot. But.
Yeah. No, he's a complete moron.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take it down to Australia for this next one. But first up, shout out to the California penis fish story.
Yes.
Several people sent it to us. It is hilarious. We would have loved to cover it. It kind of fell on Florida Man Friday, so it's old now, so we're not going to cover it. But, we want to get an
aquarium and have it be our mascot.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so if anybody from California is listening, you can ship some California penis fish to the Austin guys. Yeah, to Wes's house.
DM me. I will set up an aquarium, and we will have some penis fish in this fucking garage. Yeah.
All right. So next, let's take it down to Australia for this one. Kind of like the penis fish where people find animals, but not quite the same. Fun fact about Australia, it's in the southern hemisphere, so it has the opposite weather of us. So if you celebrate Christmas, your tree is up in the house in the summertime. And this became a problem for Leanne Chapman as she returned home from work in Brisbane, Australia. Went to open the door to a 10-foot python wrapped around her Christmas tree.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. Seems normal in Australia.
Fuck Australia.
You think so?
Man. Well, it's just, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it does. It's not shocking in Australia.
Right. And inside its belly was a 3-foot spider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It sounds terrifying. She's totally cool with it. So this is her quote. She said, quote, "We came home from work, and there's a couple of butcher birds that visit every day, and they were just kicking off the balcony and going crazy. He's turned around and stepped back, didn't realize he was leaning on the Christmas tree, and the snakes wrapped around it. It wasn't bothered by us. It just stayed there for a good few hours as we watched it through the window." So
we need to give Will all the Australian
stories. That was good. Will spent a semester abroad in New Zealand.
Yeah, I did. I played a little rugby in New Zealand, so it comes in handy here. So yeah. Anyways, I mean, she didn't care at all. She just watched the snake for 2 hours and let it leave.
Yeah,
and then
I would have gotten a new house.
Yeah, I guess what are you going to do? You're not going to attack a 10-foot snake.
Well, no. I think everyone's next door neighbor in Australia is a pest control specialist.
Right, that's the thing. It's like you don't need to call a number. You just call Bruce. Yeah. You yell for Bruce to come over.
Yeah.
Bruce! All right. And with snakes going after Christmas trees, you're going to want to go to Policy Genius to get all of your insurance needs taken care of. It's already December. As much as we love getting seasonal, this month can be a bit stressful too. We've got a long list of things to do for the holidays. If life insurance is one of those things on your to-do list, Policy Genius might be able to help you cross that off and get the best deal possible. Policy Genius makes finding the right life insurance a breeze. In minutes, you can compare quotes from the top insurers to find your best price. You could save $1,500 or more a year by using Policy Genius to compare life insurance policies. And Policy Genius doesn't just make life insurance easy. They can also help you find the right home and auto insurance or disability insurance, all of which would come in very handy in a deadly Christmas tree snake attack.
Yes.
So if you need life insurance but aren't sure where to start, why not start at PolicyGenius.com? It only takes a few minutes to find the right life insurance policy, apply, and cross another thing off your to-do list, Policy Genius. When it comes to life insurance, it's nice to get it right.
Hell yeah. Let me take us home here. Last week, Reebok unveiled the design for its first plant-based running shoe, the Float Ride Grow, which is expected to be available at stores for sale in mid to late 2020.
Don't leave those outside in the rain.
Right? The upper part of the shoe is made primarily from eucalyptus. Its soles are made from castor beans and natural rubber. That's right, a vegan shoe. Oh. It's not the first of its kind, as Reebok started selling a vegan version of the Newport Classic shoe made with cotton and corn a few years ago. That more sustainable version of the Newport Classics are, in quotes, lifestyle footwear, not designed for athletic performance. So basically, they just completely unravel.
They just fall apart.
Yeah, they just disintegrate when you walk in them.
Zion Williamson can't even put his big toe in. He just destroys the shoe.
God. Could you imagine Zion trying to dunk in those? Yeah, not gonna
the
happen.
shoes just explode on his feet.
But they turn back into plants. But these new running shoes are supposed to be super durable, and I'm sure they smell great too. Hey, why are all these bugs in the house, honey? Oh, that's right, we have plant shoes in the foyer. Maybe we should leave those outside.
Yeah. Squirrels are taking them
trail
away.
Of insects.
You can compost your shoes,
right?
Just
Well, that's exactly the point, actually, Will. That's exactly the point, because while it's completely embarrassing to buy or talk about a pair of vegan shoes, Americans throw away about 300 million pairs of shoes each year, and with discarded clothes, if you combine shoes and clothes, that's 8.9 million tons of trash, or 18% of trash that filled American landfills in 2017.
Damn.
So Mount Trashmore in Florida is just chock full of shoes if anyone needs a pair down there. Nike has dipped its toes in the plant-based vegan athletic shoe waters a few months ago as well, with a limited release of 100% organic custom Nike Air Max, which will run you about $150 a pair, or up to $1,400 in the resale online market, because there aren't a lot available right now. The vegan shoe craze that big companies are predicting will also help solve the very hot and controversial topic of abortions, as well, as it appears the younger generation has decided they just don't want to have sex anymore. Why would they when there's so many important crises to solve? And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Remember to give us the gift of 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Our goal for the end of the year was 3,000 reviews, and we are almost there. We're like very close. So please grab someone's phone while they aren't looking and subscribe them to Hard Factor and leave a 5-star review. Also, make sure to get your holiday shopping done this week, as we mentioned. If you haven't done this already, and stay safe out there. Everyone's an animal on the roads and a bear to deal with in stores. So be kind to people, stay hydrated and aware, and most importantly, have a great fucking day.